Welcome to Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I've kindly been invited by the park to be their guest vlogger for today, and we're going to be taking a look at the history of the Pleasure Beach Express. That's the park's miniature railway, and we're going to be going behind the scenes and hopefully doing a track walk as well. Now, if you haven't seen my previous 3 videos that I've done here already, they're up on my channel, which is AdventureMe on YouTube. We took a look at the park's history across 3 videos, and we went behind the scenes on certain rides within the park. Let's head down to the entrance and have a look at the Pleasure Beach Express. The Pleasure Beach Express is one of the older and original rides to still exist within the park. It was actually the second miniature railway ride to open at the Pleasure Beach. A previous 15-inch gauge miniature railway operated on the sands from 1905 to 1909. The Pleasure Beach Express is a 21-inch gauge miniature railway and opened with 2 stations on the line. The main station at Watson Road and the Star Halt, which was built near the south entrance. It was built as part of some major changes at the park in 1933. As Dagger's Hole Lane became a major road through the middle of the park. Now known as Watson Road, it split the park into 2 halves. Some rides had to be demolished as the park embraced their new roadside frontage, and along came some new roadside attractions such as the Pleasure Beach Express and the roller coaster. It opened at the end of 1933 with 2 engines on the line. Both were built at Hudswell Clark Locomotive Builders in Leeds. They were transported by truck from Leeds across the old Pennine route over the A65. The engines were loaded onto the tracks from the then brand new Watson Road, in front of many bystanders who watched as these sparkling new engines were lowered onto the tracks of this brand new ride. The 2 engines, known as Mary Louise and Carol Jean, both named after the daughters of the owner at the time, Leonard Thompson. Both sported a green colour scheme. Disaster struck early the following year, as the station building caught fire. The fire raged for many hours across the station and its nearby buildings, burning everything in its path, and observed again by many bystanders. The next morning showed the true devastation of the fire. But due to the popularity of the ride, the engines were quickly restored from their superficial damage. The station was quickly rebuilt and redesigned by Joseph Emberton, and the new Pleasure Beach Express opened again in 1935. A 3rd engine was added upon reopening, the maroon-coloured Princess Royal. All 3 engines still survive and run on the line to this day. Both stations were modernised in the 1970s. They were built to reflect a much older Victorian style, as can be seen today. Now let's join train driver Ian and Pleasure Beach Express engineer Alan down on the tracks for more historic secrets. Then we will venture behind the scenes to look inside the maintenance sheds. So we've stood here now with Mary Louise, which is at number 4472. And also behind us we've got the Geoffrey Thompson, which is 6200, just here. Now this one used to be named the Princess Royal, but now, as you can see, it's been put back to Geoffrey Thompson.
And they were the first diesel hydraulic locomotives in the world.
Let's begin our track walk. The first thing is this miniature replica of a signal box. It serves no purpose and is merely for effect. You can even see the fake levers inside. So just here we've got a replica, what looks like an old water tank from the old steam railway days, but I'm told it is actually a fuel station for the engines, and as you can see there, the nozzle. We've just been told as well they don't use this as a fuel station anymore, but it's now today a substation for some of the rides in the area. So we've reached the section of the Pleasure Beach Express where behind me it used to go on an original route across a replica 4th bridge. Now I'll show you a picture of what that looks like now. But just down here you can see the original lake edge. So I just point you there, you can see the concrete block there where the track used to run in a straight line across the 4th rail bridge. So if you're wondering why they moved the original track alignment from there, because obviously the bridge is long gone, but they kept the track in that location there, but they did move it. I mean, you can see behind us here, for these new supports for the infusion ride, which is just above us here. And I'm going to show you a before and after picture taken from just around here. I'm stood on the platforms of what used to be, or it was known back in the day as the Star Halt. And then more recently it was the South Station, and today they call it the Boulevard Station because of the hotel just behind us here. But you can see the platforms are still here because they do use it occasionally today to drop hotel guests off at the end of the park day so they can exit through the station. But it's not used as an actual stop in the park today. But you can see that everything's still here. You've got the platform as it was when it was first opened as well. But you used to come down these stairs over here on the right hand side from this walkway here. You could access it down these stairs, and there used to be a gift shop in here with a miniature railway around the roof doing its circles, but today that's all gone now, and it's now the back of the Boulevard Hotel. So yet again, if I just zoom in for you ahead, you'll see a slight kink in the track just down there, just enough to bring the track a couple of inches or a couple of feet further this way. And again, it was to avoid, obviously back in 1994, this stanchion here for the big one, which is right above us there. Just been pointed out there. You see the two rocks in the middle of this scene here? They're old speakers hidden inside the rocks. In case you weren't aware, the Pleasure Beach Express used to run in the opposite direction for many years, and they did change it round the other way due to wear and tear on the track. Here's Alan to explain it better than me.
Basically, it was an oval,
Yeah.
which meant that the engines were going on a right-hand turn all the way around, which meant that one side of set of wheels wore away twice as fast as the other set. So now that it is figure eight, you get equal wear on both sides of the wheel.
You can see here where it says on safari, facing the opposite way. The train runs in this direction now, and the same a bit further down the track. There is a whistle sign facing the wrong way. Now, a lot of you veteran Pleasure Beach Express riders may remember in this tunnel there used to be a fog effect in here that used to fill the tunnel with a mist, a fine mist, and you used to come through here and blast the mist out. And you can still see some of the pipework here on the walls for that fog effect. You can see it here. Now, they are hoping, I am told, to get that back in operation someday soon. And again, on the Pleasure Beach Express, there's been lots of changes over the years to its layout. But the track used to split here, and there was a junction. So it used to branch off that way as well, through this tunnel, and join the track on the other side. And that piece there was always there as it is today. But you basically, in effect, had a triangle here, a junction. And the same on the other tunnel, just where the turtle chase used to be, underneath the Big One lift hill. There was another triangle junction there, so they could bypass going around the lake and join where the Pleasure Beach South Station was. Here we are behind the scenes in the engine shed where they store the locos. And as you can see, the big doors behind me where they bring them in. Now, I believe they store the main two out in the station out there, or the Jeffrey Thompson is generally sat in the station. They can bring the others in here. So here's the entrance to the shed, and they've got a nice raised piece here heading up into the maintenance area where you can obviously get underneath to maintain the locos. So you can see it looks just like any other maintenance shed really, which you'd expect, especially for trains. As you can see here, we've got one of the carriages which is no longer in use today, but it is kept in here, and they're obviously going to keep it nice and weatherproof inside here. They also had a maintenance loco running at the Pleasure Beach Express called Barbie, but the maintenance loco, unfortunately, we can't see it today because it's actually in the workshop having a load of work done to it. So this is the return section back to the station for the Pleasure Beach Express. But as you can see today, it is outdoors and under this walkway here, and you've got Watson Road just there. In fact, this section, the turnaround, was actually enclosed inside the original Joseph Emberton station, which was right here behind us. A massive thank you to Ian and Alan of the Pleasure Beach Express, and also Andy and Stephen of the Pleasure Beach for inviting me down once again. My name is Darren, and you can find my channel on YouTube as AdventureMe. Don't forget to subscribe to the Pleasure Beach YouTube channel for more guest vloggers and amazing Pleasure Beach videos. Thanks for watching.